Hello everyone, and hello Old Country Coin Collector. By the way, anybody that's out there that wants to check out his channel, that's a sticker that he sent me. And he's got a lot of cool videos. He's a good guy. Now, let's move on to what year is the old mint dime? Well, Old Country Coin Collector guessed 1856. But he's off by 2 years. Now, it's not centered, but it's in 1854. Now, with these staples, use a pair of pliers and flatten them out. It's usually the best thing to do. Yeah, you're off by a couple years. It happens. It is kind of worn, but most of these are. Now, different question. It's kind of different question came up. Addicted to Minis was talking about this, and he was saying how much silver does 90% does it take to make $1, 1 ounce of silver? Well, he said it was $1.40, and he's right. But in his little video about it, he showed off a bunch of seated Liberty coins. I made a response video for it because the coins he used, Michael, I don't think it's even that good because the rim is gone. I think they need to have pretty close to full rim. So it's probably an AG coin at best. But it is still kind of neat where the mint mark is in the middle of the reef, because most of the ones I have, if they have mint marks, they're all below the reef, or in the case of this, they call it a bow as well. But I don't know that I would grade this a good 4. Guy I bought it from said he thinks it'd be about an AG probably. But no, it is $1.40 of 90% US silver coins, the 90% ones that is, to be about an ounce of silver. Quicker way to get your ounce of silver, though, is to go and buy something like this, because it starts out as 1 ounce, and there's no calculations you need to do about how much silver is in each coin, especially if you're talking about foreign silver and how it has different percentages of silver and stuff. This is a Silvertown round, the St. Gaudens replica, which is well done. Now, I did have another one from them that's not the same design. It says Winchester, Indiana on it, Silvertown, in 1 ounce fine silver. This one is a Christmas theme, I think, or steam engine theme. But a lot of people have this kind of, little train sets around their Christmas trees. You have any Barber dime. There's one right here on my table. It's a 1913, which almost completely has a full rim on the front. And I'd say reasonably close in the back, too. So this is probably a good 4, maybe. but there was one right on my table. 1913 Barber. Usually when I go to buy them, they want $3 as the minimum price if they're in a card like this. Lately for even worn ones. Now this is another generic 1 ounce round. Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. Go on the back, and it says, get it lined up right, 50th anniversary, 1991, I guess when this is made. That says 1 troy ounce of fine silver at the bottom, not 3 nines. But this now is over 30 years since they've done this, and over 80 years since Pearl Harbor happened. All right, let's talk about other Barber Dimes since you asked. We'll kind of get out the big guns, and you'll see what I mean by big guns. This box is one of them coin collector boxes. And it's full of dimes. They're not all Barber dimes, but to show you I'm not kidding about this, it's a 14-inch double wide box. You've almost finished your set. 94S is going to be a problem. I only made 24. Unless your set's a year set, then that's different. All right, see how many Barbers are in this one. Looks like about 10. 1892, which is starting to lose the rim a little there, but it'd probably grade good 4 maybe. This one's a similar condition. 1893. 1900S, which actually looks slightly better than those two. 1901, which is, I'd say, obviously cleaned. It's 275. This was bought a while back. It's a 1904. It was $1.75, so it's probably priced near melt when I bought it. 1908S. Another one that I'm pretty sure this one's been polished a little. 1910 and a 1910D, which they kind of look about the same kind of condition. 1912, 1913, that don't look too bad. And then the last few, a couple 1916 Phillies, which this one is better than that one is. It's actually not that bad at all in terms of wear. It is circulated, but it it's not bad. And this 16S, the estimates down there is not too bad either. All right, that's that box. But we are not done when it comes to Barber Dimes. And this is only about 12 or so. That's 7 in my hand. And by the way, they did make 1908S. I need very fine plus. Well, that'd be nice to have. And they did make 1916 Mercury dimes too, so they made 2 different designs, which probably didn't confuse nobody at all. I don't think this is very fine, and even if it was, it looks polished slightly. Might be about fine in terms of details, but it's likely finished or likely cleaned. I got a few other things to show too. I'm not done showing Barber dimes because I have some that look better than these in a different box. In fact, I've got several that look better than these. A little bit more pricey than these are too. Well, there's actually 14 Barber dimes in this double box. All in all, these boxes hold these carded dimes. Probably about 260 of them in it. Most of them are Mercury's and quite a few Roosevelts, which most people don't care too much about the Roosevelts because they're common. There's none of them that are real low vintage. All right, I got a different box. It's a more modest coin box. I see these at coin dealers quite a bit. They usually got, loaded with quarters, one loaded with dimes, one loaded with, half dollars. Sometimes they have Morgans in them. But this box is predominantly about half of them are seated coins. This one's been scraped up some. Looks like someone took a wire brush to it almost. Something. It's a little bit worn, but not horribly bad. But to find one in this kind of condition is not common. All right, we'll go back to the Barber coins I have in here. Oh, this is the one I thought I had in my hand. This one's the one that looks like it's been wire brushed. It's too bad too because this thing's got enough details left on it that it would have been a lot more in a $6 coin, but not with this kind of harsh cleaning and messing up. All right, let's go back to towards the end of the box. Pull out a couple 3 Barber dimes I have in here. These are better ones. These are much better. 1909, and you can read most of Liberty on it, if not all of it, which should put it in very fine. Though mints below the reef, 1 dime. That's a nice looking Barber dime there. This one's not quite as nice looking and might have had a little bit of cleaning done to it. It's 1910, Philadelphia. But you can see the little teeth around the edge, which is or nodules, whatever they call them, which is kind of nice on these because oftentimes you can't see them on these because they've been worn pretty bad. Now, this has a weird toning to it. It's 1915. It said extra fine. It might even be slightly cleaned somehow. Sometimes you never really know. This one, they say fine on it. 1916. One dime. That's not bad. I mean, granted, these things sometimes, I mean, well, not sometimes, almost all of them got left out in circulation because no one really cared, and they circulated for years and years and years. Let's see if I got any more dimes back here of them. I think I do. Loosen up this a little bit. She didn't ask about Mercury's, but the 1921 Mercury is a little bit lower mintage one. So that's a nice one to find and get. But if you can get more of the same key date, you might as well. Even though this one's scratched a little, it's not too bad. It does have a little divot out of the middle there. But that's two, and if you can get even another one, why wouldn't you? The key date ones on these, you should buy them when you can find them. That's the way I feel about those. Buy them when you find them. Another one that is a slight key date. It's the 31S. A little bit lower mintage one. But not too bad. I mean, since I'm in this box, simply feel like I must show this dime again. It's a later year one and a common date one. But as you can see, the mint luster is really strong on this one. I think this one basically got struck, dropped in a bag, and set in a vault somewhere, never got out of it. And therefore, it may have some brothers that look just as good. Really, about the only thing on this I've seen that looks kind of bad is up here on the near the top bands. There's a slight gouge across the back of the coin. That is one thing that would probably prevent me from ever sending this one in, even though it's very nice otherwise. Let's see if I might happen to have any more barbers back here. Not a barber, but for this old of a Washington quarter, it's 41S. Kind of see how the mint luster is on this. I have a feeling this would probably grade mint state, but I don't know that it's a low enough mintage to make it worth a lot more to where it would be worth getting it graded, and it'd probably have to come in mint state 65 or higher to be worth your time. Well, it looks like, unless there's another bar, there is one more barber back here. That appears to be the end of it. It's a pretty nice one, actually. Everybody isn't quite fully visible on it, but this was only $6.50, so it's not a tremendously expensive dime. But it is nice. It's certainly not a melt coin. One other thing for you to consider, anybody that might be watching, I know 40% Kennedys like this aren't real valuable, but this particular year, 70D um, mint set type coin, they only made about 2 million, so it's a pretty low mintage for these. Hence, it's higher price. Now the 70S proof they made more, and it's a little bit more, common than this one, but low enough that it too is quite a bit more expensive than a normal uh, 40% Kennedy. These would probably only be about 350 at your coins shop today if they had some loose. If it's a 65 until 1969. Now this will never probably be that cheap. If you bought it years ago before people really thought much about them, it might have been uh, a little bit more expensive or cheaper back then than it is now. They're not real easy to come by. I've seen them once in a while. The 70S proofs I see more often though, but they made almost a million more of them, so it kind of stands to reason. But had a little fun going live briefly, talking about the new coin I just got. And it is something I want to get more of, more seated Liberty coins. I don't see them in coin shops too often, and usually they're beat up pretty bad. But what can you do? But since someone else is out there right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and end my live stream a little bit early. I thank Old Country Coin Collector and Michael Bird for showing up. I hope that everybody has a good night, and we will see you next time.